Hi, ladies and gentlemen. Eddie Marcus here again. You know, in an effort to make money, many people will commit unsavory acts. And they'll do this for making money. Oftentimes you hear people referencing successful people that make big money, such as actors, such as singers, and some athletes, and some coaches, some bankers, some politicians. I guess in every walk of life, someone will do something that's unwise, seeking profit. Well, basic human rights, one of its goals and objectives is to find a way out, to eliminate what we call motivation for doing such acts. I was also thinking that there's oftentimes we hear an ex-president says that everybody hates Trump. Everybody hates Trump. You ever ask yourself why? Well, really, he tries to put it out there. He's looking for some sympathy. If everybody hates Trump, now he's begging for sympathy. Everybody hates Trump. And if you put it out there enough, people will start feeling sorry for him, thinking that he's being abused. But you ask yourself, why do they hate Trump? And you answer yourself, because he is no good. He should ask himself, why don't they like me? And if he said no good, he'd understand. But, I understand he's perfect. Anyway, everyone is also finding out that as good as American democracy has been, it still is not good enough. And at the same time, we'd like to thank all of those who got us here today. But the bayonet and the baton has been passed to us. And now the race. This is what we must win or lose. There are those who are working hard and living in their cars, and this is happening in America. There are those homeless in major cities, and there are no solutions. If you check out your internet, look up Oakland, California. See the homeless people. Look up San Francisco. Don't look up just San Francisco. Go to Mississippi. Go to Alabama. Go to Texas. Go to Arizona. Go to New York. Go in this country, any state in this country, and you'll find places that's degradation is just choking the lifeblood out of it. A nation that was supposed to be proud. They say that there are about 50 million blacks who are millionaires and billionaires, and they have access to over $151 billion. I wonder what is that supposed to mean, what that significant mean. They say, if they're trying to say that black people got money and they can't protest or disagree, or other people can't be upset with black people or white people who got money, because black people got money too. All kind of stuff going on. They say that even China is trying to get some spying set up in Cuba. So they can spy on. Well, what is that all about? What is that all about, ladies and gentlemen? People don't trust one another. Nations don't trust one another. It's the same old game that's played here in the United States. It's the same old game that's played around the world. And it's hard when you've been bound to a system a whole lifetime and face change. To some, it will be welcome. Others, it will be suspicious. And still others will question the need for change. See, these represent the success that whatever system it is, that it works. The problem is that the solution requires and demands that everyone is satisfied. That's the master plan. That's the plan of that invisible power that you can't see. That's the plan of God. That's the plan that's behind basic human rights for all people. Now, every perspective, though they differ, to and for themselves, they are right. Like everyone has a voice, everyone has a vote, everyone has a perspective. Now the challenge is, how do you take all of these different perspectives and connect them together, that though everyone has a different perspective, they will all be able to accept the outcome, that particular perspective, and be satisfied? All of them. Well, it's good to identify as individuals, as gods amongst themselves. Many, or should I say meaning, they accept the invisible God that they allowed to sit on the throne of their lives, by allowing that God to reveal and to run the show according to God's plans. Now, every man, every person is free and subservient to no one. No one, no slaves, no yassa, no master, except God. And you don't have to say that to God, because God lives in you. This is not chaos, for the power that dwells within each is the same power, leading in the same direction. And what direction is that? What direction might it be? As individuals, as well as we all are, still there's something that's unique, that's common about us, and that is the need for survival. And that unique power, responsible, made it so that the same substance that is required for survival for some is the same for all. So everyone needs food, everyone needs clothing and shelter, education and health care, transportation and infrastructure, and basically anything that's made by the hands of man. Well, and this is because the resources come from an invisible power that are free. I'm not talking about the system that you live under, because the system that you live under, the resources that come from God are not free. They are owned by people who have replaced God, and they got all kinds of requirements for you to live on a piece of land. Anything you got to have some dealing with this, and it has nothing to do with God. Well, this is the way we find ourselves. Anything created by the hands of man, the resources from the invisible power, and we engage our hands. See, the secret of the master plan is this: every last one of us come here with some gift, something that we love to do, and in doing it, it gives us our greatest joy. And it's not necessarily playing basketball or football or dancing or singing. It's whatever you do, you love it. And giving you the opportunity, you having the opportunity to do it, gives you your greatest joy. Not only that, it's appreciated. Everybody needs it. Everybody wants it. They use it to benefit the society. And by you giving of your gift and your talent, you receive from the gifts and talents of every individual on the face of the earth by accessing that reservoir of goods and service, whatever you need, want, or desire. And that allows you, all of you, to be living in peace, be prosperous and free, to be joyous and happy in your lives. And not only that, but not dreaming or imagining your dreams, you're living your dreams. This is what it's all about, ladies and gentlemen. So even though we understand that our system is not just a system, it's a system among systems that are interconnected with other systems around the globe. This is the way they trade and do. But all I can say is this: if you can trade this way, you can change and trade another way. And you trade a way that works not only for the business people, you trade in another way that not only works for those who have been able to amass the great big bucks. However they were able to do it, there are many ways, but however they were able to do it, you're now living and doing things that work for everybody. If a millionaire, if a billionaire feels like he or she got it going on, then the same person that was digging a ditch that was getting minimum wage or had no wage of living in Oakland and a Skid Row, that they feel the same way, that they got it going on, because that hellish suffering life will be over, because the people have woke up and realized that it is not in America white people or black people or women or men, it's God. And whoever allows God to live in them will stand up for what is right. And everybody that will not allow God to live in them will stand up for what's wrong. They will lie, cheat. They will accept liars and cheaters and thieves. They will accept racists and hypocrites and bigots and and haters. They will accept people who are ready to take guns and go around the street and kill people. They allow that stuff to go on, give them guns, and out trying to start taking away people's votes. They'll do everything they can to destroy. Why? Because they represent that which does not include God. And you know that's where we're living today. So if you turn your back on your thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven, you can't blame anybody but yourself. You can't blame your politicians. You say you their boss. So if they don't do what you want to do, you call them back down. Because they are supposed to follow the law. They said, they gave an oath that they were going to follow the law. But the law is set up in such a way that it causes much pain and suffering. So those laws, many of those laws are going to be changed. And so you, the people, are going to have to require that those people who said they were going to represent you, who are now representing people in organizations with money and not you, you'll get a chance to find that out when you call on them to do the kinds of things that will be required to do, so that you, all of us, every human being, not just in America, but on the face of the earth, in Russia, in North Korea, in the Philippines, in all of Africa, in China, all everywhere, we're going to start smiling because God's going to become alive in this world, and Satan going to have to take a seat. That's right. And you're going to be responsible for it. Until next time, this is Eddie Marcus saying goodbye for now.